if the curtains were to close for me visually, I'm just going to go out swinging.
What does it take to become an unstoppable force of nature in business and leadership? Our guest today, Jennifer Magley, knows the answer because she's lived it.
To give yourself the best chance is to be absolutely shameless and unafraid.
She was a WTA Tour professional tennis player, an NCAA Division I champion, and one of the youngest Division I head coaches in the nation.
Success became, for me, action in the face of uncertainty.
She made the unconventional leap, becoming the chief brand officer of the Basketball League and Basketball Super League.
I believe the only guaranteed success are continual no's. They can't all be no's.
Today, we're unpacking the lessons from Jennifer's journey.
I think life is just money.
I'm Andrea Liebross, and this is She Thinks Big. First of all, I'm just going to say that I saw you as the MC at Rally.
Okay. Yes.
Yep. So I saw that. And then we met really briefly in person there at Stephanie's house over Christmas for a little, whatever that was. What was that? A brunch, a lunch, something. I don't know. And then I swore I saw you at the Target.
It was my body double. She does all my stunts.
I was like, I think that's right. But it was dark. It was in the parking lot.
Yes.
And then, I don't know, like our phones know that where we are. And then all of a sudden there you were like on LinkedIn the next day. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to, this is like meant to be. The phones know where we are. It's so interesting. It's like, do you know this person?
Yes.
So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
Happily. Yes. Apparently I have a body double out there. I'm going to send her to all my OBGYN appointments.
You do.
So
yes. I just went to one this morning. I just went to one this morning. She could have gone for me. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Yeah. Scooch to the bottom. If I heard that one more time.
Put your legs here, right here.
But relax. Okay. Make sure to relax.
This might feel a little cold, but we're going to be okay.
It just depends.
All right. Anyway. Okay, let's dig in. So you were a professional tennis player.
Yes.
You were a Division I NCAA champion. You were one of the youngest Division I head coaches, age 23. That is, my kids are 21 and 24. So you were like right there. Yeah. So, all right, take us on the journey. Like, what drove you? What happened? Tell us. How did you transition from all of that to a business leader?
You're so sweet. I love that you call me business leader. My goal is to lead no one.
Except yourself. Okay, is it fair to say leading yourself?
Yeah, that's when I know when I made it.
Okay.
But you're right. Yes, I am chief brand officer of the Basketball League, TBL. And we feed into the NBA G League. And the G League's kind of like the junior varsity for the NBA. So if you don't make it on the team, if you're not immediately drafted, you can make the G League team. And if you don't make a G League team, we see all these guys in March Madness, then you can play in TBL. And the season is three months long. We're in 40 different cities across the country. How in the world did I get here? Well, I hope to be a Nepo baby. My parents own the Basketball League, so I'm working with family. But previously, I was going to be a number one in the world if it were up to me in professional tennis. And it was up to me and it still didn't happen. So I ended up coaching Division I tennis after playing pro, winning a championship, and moved to Indy and launched having my own business, which Indy is really good for. Like Indianapolis is great for that. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey. A lot of unexpected things along the way. That's for sure.
So when you were, another thing you didn't even mention, but I noted this when I was doing my research. You represented Team USA.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right? And you traveled all around the world. And that, along with being an athlete and a coach, what do you think were some of the lessons that you learned in your athletic career that you had to kind of unlearn
Mm.
to do what you're doing now?
I think when you play professional sports, it's very hard to let things go, knowing
Yeah.
when to give up, when to pivot. And I think that's probably one of the biggest issues with athletes is you're always afraid you're going to quit 3 feet from gold. So that is something that is an issue. So I think learning to say no, learning to give up, to quit is something that you have to do when you transition into business. And really what's worth your time, what's worth all that energy. I think that's the challenge to determine.
Yeah, because I always say your 4 most valuable resources are
Mhm.
time, money, people, and energy,
Ah,
right?
yes.
So, probably when you were I'm gonna make this up because I wasn't you, but, I mean, all of your time was going to athletics, right?
Yes.
Money was going there. The people you surrounded yourself with were helping you get to where you wanted to go, and
Uh-huh.
your energy was certainly all pouring into all of that. But now, would you say it's divided, or do you think it's, like, still in one little spot? What do you think?
I have a really controversial view. I still think I think life is just money. Because when you have
Tell me about it.
well,
Let's talk about it.
like, when you have the money, then you can
Yeah,
afford to have the time, and then when you have the
true.
money, you can pour into your best health, and when you
Yeah,
have the money, you have the ability to swipe and find your husband on Bumble like I did.
you could. You could. Alright, so okay, so I think we agree, but I say it in a different
Yeah.
way, in a sense. Maybe we don't agree. Alright, I always say out of those 4 things, energy is your most valuable resource because with your energy, you can
Yes.
create money.
Mhm,
Right? You can
mhm,
create money and you
mhm.
can literally and figuratively create time or
Yes.
figuratively, not literally, and you can choose who you want to be with. So I always
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
like, the energy piece is the
Man,
most important.
it
I
is
don't know.
crazy having been, like, so broke in my life, it just zapped all my energy, and that was a hard thing, like, owning a business and then becoming an unexpected single mom. I would have all this energy, but then everything, since my Maslows were on fire, it would just suck the life out of me, so that's why I say,
Yes.
you know,
All right.
it's
Okay,
a
I
it's
can do it.
the money is what opened my life up to be able to use my energy because my energy girl, Andrea, my energy was going into staying alive.
It
So
was.
I do think that and also with tennis is a sport where from the moment that you're a child, you are paying the coach. Mommy and daddy are paying the
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah.
It's not like other sports, and they can fire their tennis and golf coach ever since they're younger, since they're kids. So for me, money has been a really big part of if you make it as a pro athlete or not, if you make it as a business owner, how long is that runway if you don't have, the big venture capital bucks behind you when you're your own VC is so
Mhm.
hard. So that's a little color. I know it's
Gotcha.
controversial, but yes, I managing all of those four, it's a lot easier when you got one of them. That's for sure.
That's true. That is true. I can't argue
I,
with you.
I'm
Totally
getting
true.
I'm getting a little controversial today.
No, I like it. I like it. I mean, you do need all of those things. Like, you do
Yeah,
need and the money can make it happen.
and I also think that, straight up, I think that the number one thing that business owners don't acknowledge, and I would even say celebrities or celebritantes, is privilege. Nobody wants to acknowledge their privilege. No one wants to acknowledge. I mean, for me, what privilege looks like is I came from a family that had two parents that love each other. It felt like crazy, but what a privilege to be that helps me get ahead in life.
Yep.
I've got parents that wanted me before I was born. So when I have those conversations with people about success, it's like, yeah, I am very privileged. And, there's all kinds of privilege that's out there. So I love when people are able to acknowledge that privilege. And that's the thing that
Mhm.
helped me even say, oh, I'm a pro tennis player. If I don't have parents that are not into it, you can't do that. It's not like
No, you
basketball,
can't.
you know?
You can't.
So yes, I am very privileged, but I mean, I would love more money. I got on my green today.
I know, I like it. I like it. Alright, so tell us, how does this all play into your book? So you also are an author.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's been fun. Yes,
yeah. Tell us about Elle.
yes.
I
Oh,
mean
you're so sweet. What's interesting is believe in Cicero's great quote, like, I criticize by creation, not by finding fault. So writing How to Be Queen really is as long as and as short as a Cheesecake Factory menu, right? Like, you go to
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
so short, you can finish this book over your lunch break, and I was tired of reading these books that were just from men. Who
Mhm.
Hit My Cheese, Greatest Salesman in the World, which I love Og Mandino, absolute master storyteller. But there's not enough small fables for business and for women.
Yep.
And that's what I decided to go for. And it was really easy to, well, not easy, it was easier to hitch my wagon to an existing fable and rewrite a version of The Tortoise and the Hare.
So, all right, so walk us through the story in the book.
Oh
Tell us
my
for the
gosh,
people that haven't read.
it's been a minute. I This is somebody who wants to get ahead and keeps moving that finish line and falls asleep, and realizes that, how can I win? How can I win going on this kind of journey of the tortoise and the hare? And what does winning look like for me if I keep moving the finish line, if I keep missing the mark? And then waking up and realizing, you know what? My identity is not defined by what I do. And that's one of my favorite questions to ask myself is, if I didn't achieve one more thing in my entire life, who would I be? And I don't know, because I love achievement. And I think
Okay,
that,
so let's talk about
yeah,
winning because I know you are the ultimate challenge yourself to
yes,
win,
yes.
right? So share with our listeners some of these challenges that you've created and
Oh my
what
gosh.
does it mean to win? I mean,
Yes,
tell us.
yes.
In your from your perspective, what does winning look like?
From my perspective and where I'm at now, like, for example, we talk about money and health, right? On my journey to try to land on the Pat McAfee Show, which was a 365-day quest, a full year of creative quests of publicly posting very social, awkward scenarios and skits and shows, I learned that I was told that I was losing my vision, right? So here we are.
Okay.
And that actually sped up the quest a bit more. And as I went through that quest and determining what success looks like, success became for me action in the face of uncertainty. So that's what success is now, is, can I take action when I don't know the outcome? If I don't know if there even is a win in this, and specific to that vision moment where I'm not out of, I still have to go back pretty often, but I got great news that they don't think I have this aggressive degenerative eye disorder yet,
Excellent.
which was great. Found that out last September. But if the curtains were to close for me visually, I decided that this would be it during that quest. Like, I'm just going to go out swinging, and that opened up a new part of me that was like, who cares what anybody thinks? I'm just going to do what I can with the time I have left with my clear vision. I have clear vision, I don't need more glasses. So yeah, that's what success looks like now. Not predicated on achievement, but just predicated on action. And yeah, the action can be considered achievement, but when we have such a clear goal, like getting on the show or getting an answer from the show, we didn't get that answer, but I'm proud of myself that I didn't just curl up in a ball and stay, depressed for
N
those
no,
months,
and
which is
well, I
often
always
fine.
I mean, you could that was an option to curl up in a ball,
Right,
right?
it's
That was there.
respectable. It's respectable.
Yeah.
Like, you get it, like, you're having a hard time, but, what if you decided to launch a custom T-shirt with a drone and a 360 camera into the parking lot where they filmed the show instead? So
Oh, I mean, so it's interesting because I say that in order to create confidence, you've got to take action, right? So sometimes people
yeah.
are like, they say, I'm not, I have to be more confident before I can do that. That's
Oh.
or I don't have enough confidence to put the drone out there, whatever, right? But, but I kind of feel like what you did in that quest was create like a momentum. The actions created momentum and probably created more confidence
Oh, thank
that
you, Andrea, that's
yeah. Yeah, I think
yeah.
it's an interesting evolution.
Oh,
Y
yes, thank you. I mean, I tell you what, when you go to a specialist, there's only one of four in the state, like an eye specialist, and he said, "I'm not convinced that this is what's happening yet." I had a moment that was a little out of body where I'm looking back over the last, like, 9 months or whatever it was, and I say to myself, like, who is that woman? You know, like, who is that woman with a mobile billboard and doing all these things downtown and just, you know, yard sign campaign all around Indiana going for it. And I kind of was like amazed at the person that I had become. And then it felt a little bit like a decision, like, am I going to keep being this person or am I going to go back to like, oh, no big deal. I've got all the time in the world. Right. So I think illness and is an interesting moment or perceived illness where you realize, okay, you know what? Shooting my shot. Just
Yeah.
gonna shoot my
It's
shot. So,
now or never,
yes,
right? Now or never. Yeah.
indeed.
Do you feel like you made any mistakes along the way?
Oh, I mean, I kinda wish I would have made more mistakes. I the one thing I didn't do is it didn't live on TikTok, the Quest. And so if anyone's wondering, like, what is a Stooge Quest? They call themselves Stooges. So this is serial storytelling. So if you like a reality show, it would be the equivalent of you just following me, and then you see day 5, day 6, day 7, you know, day 100. So I was there were ideas for me to be fake arrested. There were ideas for all kinds of plot lines. And yeah, I kind of, it could have been more wild, but I felt like it did what it needed to do. I'm a huge fan of Tim Robinson, the comedian, and also Nathan Fielder, and they're big into social awkwardness comedy. So anything that's cringe, it was definitely cringe. So I loved it. It hit the it hit the mark.
It hit the
So,
mark. You did
yes.
it. You did it. You
We
did it.
did, and to that point, Andrea, you know, now that we're in the second season of Quest and we have a different mark, there's still time for that show to do the right thing and bring me on.
Yes, if you're listening, Pat.
Yes, of course you are, because I never got a cease and desist, so I figure they love it, you know.
You should have run down on the sidelines of any of those, right? When he's doing his sideline
Oh my
announcing.
gosh. Because look, the concept is it's funny because no one's expecting someone that looks like me. You know, I call myself middle-aged, Midwestern melanated mother on the bro show, the ultimate bro show in the world on ESPN. Can I outbro the bro to the point that you can look at me and you see me rather than seeing the outside? This was the quest. This was the journey because I outbroed the bros and they are aware of that for sure. There's no way they didn't see any of this content. And the best part about it, Andrea, is they let me cook. They let me do my thing because you never know if they have a sense of humor or not. So that was the context of the show, is that it's funny because I don't belong on their bro show. But I created a segment from the street, Stooge on the Street. And if they wanted in that third hour to have a person on the street doing interviews and they can, you know, tee hee hee, ta ha ha, giggle about it in the studio, I'm right here. I'm ready to go.
You have the material.
There
You
we
got it.
go. There we go.
You
Yeah.
got it. All right, let's switch gears for a little bit because now, well, alongside all of this, not now because you're still questing. You have really helped dozens of folks land paid speaking gigs, TV
Yes. Oh
spots,
my gosh.
Forbes features. So, what do the people who break through have versus the ones who stay stuck, and what don't they have? What do you think? What's the difference for the people that land it versus don't land it?
No shame.
No shame.
No shame. Look, like, you know, I used to be afraid of social media and I didn't want to be on social media. A friend of mine's like, what's in your closet? You know, I'm like, oh, you know, clothes, shoes, what else? I'm like, jewelry, wigs now, you know, all kinds of things. He said, exactly. That's what's in your in your closet. Social media is your closet. So when you know that and you go on social media, people are expecting content from you. So if you're afraid of being a narcissist, why not? So I think the fact that folks are shooting their shot, they are shameless. There are hundreds of videos coming out every day of celebrities sharing how they broke into the business and how they're continuing to try to get roles. I mean, Sharon Stone just said she had 18 months to prepare for the Basic Instinct audition because her manager broke into the office and got the script beforehand. That's how bad she wanted it. That's how shameless she was, how ambitious she was. And I believe that's what it takes to give yourself the best chance, is to be absolutely shameless and unafraid.
Interesting. I just was watching Landman. I don't know if you watched
Oh,
Landman.
okay. Okay.
And Allie Larder is one of the leads in it, and she was talking about her audition and how
Mm.
it went on for 3 months, and
Wow.
how in the end, she just kind of was like, "If this is meant to be, it's meant to be." I mean, I'm just kinda like Shameless, like, I'm just putting myself out there. I almo She was exhausted too,
Surely,
and
surely.
and, but she kinda almost like just, like, laid it all out there, and she ended up getting it, but that's kinda reminds me of what you said, like, just
Yeah.
you you gotta put it all out there.
I mean, it's
Interesting.
fascinating. Kiki Palmer just had a clip saying that she almost crashed the stage at the Super Bowl last year, like Little Mama did at the MTV Music Awards years ago, to try to dance with her friend who was up there dancing. I mean, she said, "Yeah, they took me down. The security took me down." So
Yeah.
I think here's what I've learned from WWE, and I love WWE. I got to be an MC for the community event before Royal Rumble this time last year. They have this concept, Andrea, called kayfabe. And kayfabe comes from carnivals. It means that you never break character. You never break character, which also assumes that anything that you're seeing is not real. And we have all suspended our disbelief that these things are not real. And not to be political, but we have a president who is a WWE Hall of Famer, who was in the Battle of the Billionaires, who is actively kayfabing, among other things, right? So if we can learn anything from this moment in history, it is perhaps we shouldn't take ourselves so seriously either when it comes to our personal brands. What does it look like when you decide to kayfabe on social media at all times of the day and night? And that's what I intend to do. It's kayfabe. A
Love
hundred
that.
percent. Yeah. Like this is all junk mail. Remember, you know that mail you go to your mailbox?
Yeah, yeah.
Social media is junk mail. So who cares if your video does well, the engagement, the not it's a volume game. Just keep showing up
Ooh,
and you'll own the SEO space. Like right now, if you Google me, if you Google Stooge and Pat McAfee Show, you're gonna see my name because I own the space for the SEO because of the amount of content that I put out over the last 365 days. That is how you get the opportunity for someone to tell you yes or no. that's that's what I believe.
interesting.
Yeah.
I love the social media is junk mail thing.
It's
That
completely
is
junk mail. Yeah, like we're all overthinking it. We're all taking it, oh, so seriously. How do I post you? What's the best time of day? I met with a guy in tech 2 years ago that said if you wanted to go viral, you would have to use an AI tool that would analyze everything that was posted within the last 60 seconds. So even your human post has to have some aspect of AI to know what will be popular. This is not an algorithm anymore. It's a neural pathway like a brain. So there's no way that we can hack it and be viral in a legitimate, genuine way. I just don't believe that anymore. So that's my opinion.
so true. I love that opinion. All right,
Yeah.
so what do you think your 23-year-old coach self would think of all of this?
Oh my gosh, she wears makeup? Yuck. What? And I would tell you, that's right. You say yes to that woman in the pink Cadillac, she'll teach you everything there is to know about cold chatter, persuasion, and charisma. So that is what happened to me after I became a coach. I learned from one of the best of what it meant to become likable because it doesn't, you
Ah,
can be excellent, but it doesn't mean that you're liked.
do you
And
think you weren't likable before?
no, I'm not
Or
likable. I'm not naturally likable. Anything you're seeing is a soft skill that I learned. I'm going to read 100 books this year. I only read 53 last year, but I'm a learner, right? So since I'm learning and I'm reading the studies about how do you make people feel good, how do you make people open up, what are the FBI tactics that they're using? If you're not likable, never fear. It is a skill. It is not. Yeah, there's woo. Yeah, there's charisma, but likability can be taught.
interesting. So you don't think, all right, so 23-year-old, she wasn't likable, but
Not
she was
likable. Oh
but
God,
she
no.
was okay, but in the public eye, do you think she was successful?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's what I believe tampers likability is
Okay.
a lack of curiosity. When people think
Mm.
they have the answers, they know things, and that's what we're seeing right now in our world, polarity, right? Because
Yeah.
once you know that you know, they know that they know. Where is the crossover? No one is curious, so there's no conversation. And for me, I know that everything I'm saying right now is true because I've experienced it, but it doesn't mean that it's a universal truth for everyone else. Someone else could go on a Stooge Quest, get arrested by day 12. I know.
100%, 100%.
No clue.
Yeah.
I don't know why it works. And from the biographies and autobiographies that I've read, those folks, the universe just pointed at them. Cicely Tyson's just walking down the street and someone comes up to her and says, "Hey, have you ever thought about being an actress?" Boom, we've got Cicely. Yes, she's got grit, she's got tenacity, she's skilled up, But when the universe points at you, I'm just ready and putting myself in a position to say yes by collecting no's every day through my junk mail.
Collecting. There used to be, I was in a business once where you had these charts. This is old school,
Oh my
like where
gosh.
you would get 100 no's. Like
Yes. Oh, I
it
love
was
it.
a grid. It was
Oh,
a grid, and yeah,
nom,
maybe
nom,
you
nom, nom,
need
nom,
one.
nom, nom.
Maybe you need one of those
Oh,
on the
I love it.
refrigerator. I mean, there's
Yes.
no
No,
refrigerator, but you
no,
know what I mean.
girl, Andrea, that is 100% my speed. I send 20 messages out a day to cold call every day. No matter what, we got to hit our 20 because I believe the only guarantee success are continual no's. They can't all be no's,
No.
right?
And what are you
So
saying when you send those 20 messages out? What are you saying?
anything from Phil M. Jones, Exactly What to Say, my favorite book. He's out of England. 23 phrases that really help hack people. So I'm not going to say the words I and me in a cold call. I'm going to use hi, Jim, one sentence about him, and then don't know if it's for you, but any chance you're open to connecting about, me introducing you to some folks, whatever. It's going to be short. It's going to be to the point. If it's for me to MC at a conference, I'm on a quest to get on 100 stages right now. This is season 2. I'm going to say, don't know if it's for you, but any chance you're looking for a high energy professional MC who's worked with, WWE, Mr. Wonderful, Shark Tank, blah, 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 question mark. And then they're going to respond to me. So yeah, I'm going to keep, again, I'm all about volume, the quality of the message, and then a lot of messages. I'm obsessed with the terminology, the phrases, the words, what's going to make someone say yes to me or say no to me.
Okay. And this is really because I'm working with all people that own their own businesses, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, this is what needs to happen. You just have to keep putting yourself out there, right? And I always say, like, meet someone, tell them what you do, make an offer to help them. It's like simple as that. It's not complicated.
Yes, yes, because when you ask them my favorite words, these are my words, but top of mind, I say, Tom, any chance you're able to keep me top of mind for this? I think that's, I love that. I'm such a nerd. So I love like Benjamin Franklin effect and I love the 51%. And you oscillate between the two. Like, okay, that's why people want to buy lunches for other people. They want to own that 1% chance. But then we also know from Benjamin Franklin, if he borrowed a book from someone who hated him, and that's how he endeared himself to him. So you can use both principles to be able to navigate that collateral that you're building with human beings. And I would also like to add, I do not think as women we have enough transactional relationships.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
Oh
I
my
want to know
gosh.
about that.
I love a relationship in a silo. I think men do it all the time. That's my golfing buddy. That's my fantasy football friend.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're not going to bring their golfing buddy to their like small group church link up, right? So I
Right.
I feel
Right.
I feel like as women, we're always wanting all of our, associates and all of our friends to be able to fit in every single box, as opposed to, yeah, this is the gal I get coffee with, and we give each other free tickets for events that we don't want to spend $300 on. That is our crossover, and we don't even go
Yes.
outside of that box. We both understand that. This is what we do. So I
Yeah.
think more transactional relationships for women with clear, like, hooks, the better, because that's what we want. I don't need you to be my best friend and introduce me to your billionaire cousin, right?
Right. 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 Right.
Maybe that would happen, but I just need you. If you're my best friend, you just be my best friend. So I don't need to have women that can go in everywhere with me. I just women that when I go there, they're there.
Okay, so I'm gonna totally go off on a tangent. Are you familiar with this 5 voices type of personality assessment?
Tell me all about it. I
Okay,
would love to hear it.
so you have to go research that. There's another book for you.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
but I have a really good friend, Courtney. So shout out to Courtney. So she is certified in this whole thing.
Okay.
What the result, we'll call it, was that I'm just looking it up right now, a pioneer guardian. Okay, which
Ooh,
means whatever that means. But I am very transactional.
love it.
So if there is no purpose in talking to whatever, then my personality is like, like,
Andrea, so you're
bye-bye.
writing emails, then you're like, delete, delete, delete. How are you?
Yeah, I mean, so she and I talked about this, and it's like a very small percentage of women
That's right.
who relate to this type of thinking. So when you say more women need to be like this, you're totally, I mean, you're spot on because this
Open
whole,
up.
yes, it's
Open
like,
up. It is. If we want to get into the rooms where we're not, we got to meet more people and they need to advocate for us. And we got to be clear. Like, look, I'm not looking for you to be a godmother of my kid. I'm looking for you to
no,
say
and
my name.
we don't have to be like best friends and do everything together. We totally don't.
Absolutely. And I think leading with that, like if you're a person that we're swapping tickets for events, I will say, let's keep an eye out. When you got a ticket, hook me up. When I got a ticket, I'll hook you up. And we know what we're for. We know what box we fit into. And so I think that is something that as women, when we lean into that more, I'm not saying it's masculine or feminine, but just clarity of relationship and purpose. That's great. Like my friends know I'm not just going to come over to your house just because. What are we doing, girl?
What are we doing? That's what Courtney and I were talking about. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
And they know that about me. They know that 90 minutes in, I'm actually an introvert, that I'm going to just Homer Simpson disappear and leave. Okay.
Yes, Irish goodbye.
Yeah, they're going to know that. I'm going to text you from the car. Had a great time. Thank you so much. And when I accepted the invitation, I said, love you. I have a hard stop at this time. You're going to see me evaporate. So no one's feelings are ever hurt. They're like, yeah, that's fair. So I feel like, if you're introverted and have a hard time, and if you're socially awkward, like I am naturally, but have skilled up out of, clarity is really, it's okay to say, girl, that's not the look for me. I don't want to go to X event. I can't. I'm too tired. By 8 o'clock, I will fall asleep. If I'm
Past
on the
my
stage,
bedtime.
yeah,
Past
weekends
my
at
bedtime.
Bernie's. If
Yeah.
I'm weekend at Bernie's, if I'm out on the stage at 9 o'clock, like I will be asleep at the table. You will be streaming me live on your Instagram. Yep, snoring it up.
All right. So we've learned that it's okay to be transactional.
Yes.
We've learned that you might as well just put yourself out there and who cares what people think,
Do
right?
it.
Just do it. We've learned, what was your terminology though? You told me it's like everything's a facade. Everything's not real.
Oh, kayfabe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lean into some kayfabe.
Yep. Lean
Because,
into
like,
that.
everything you're seeing is fake. Come on. Like, you think somebody's really making in a gown, like making a cake from scratch every single
No,
day?
they
That's
are
a
not.
bit. It's a bit. And that's why we love these people online. We love the bits. We love how hard you're trying to entertain us. So try, don't try. Who cares?
Who
No,
cares?
who
Social
cares?
media is junk mail. I
Talk
like
about.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. And even though the Pat McAfee thing didn't get the
Didn't
result,
happen
I
yet.
guess.
It didn't happen
Didn't
yet.
happen
But
yet. There's a
yeah.
big yet there.
And if
There's
they
still hope.
said no, my day is made because I got an answer.
I know. I was just going to ask you that actually.
Yeah.
Would you feel like, would that actually bring some closure to it?
It would be the most wonderful thing to get an answer. If they said, Jennifer, appreciate the enthusiasm. Seats are taken. We're not interested right now. Oh my God. Thank you. Every time I turn on the TV, I know I tried my hardest and they said, thank you, go away. There's not going to be a moment where it's like, no, you just need more information about me. You got plenty of information about me.
You have more than enough. More than enough. More than enough.
And ultimately, do you know what I think would be better than being on the show is if Pat ever really wanted to elevate women in sports, produce a show with women that are talking about sports. And these are women that are behaving badly, that are pushing the Olympics just like that team does. I believe that he has a daughter and I think he'll do it one day. I'm hoping that I'll have something to do with it because I love what their brand has accomplished. But I think that's when he really starts winning, is when he's producing multiple other shows with more folks on it. They do a little bit of it now from what I can see, but really leaning into, an array of shows. I think that would be the ultimate win beyond, the big yes or no from the big guys.
Right. I don't see much like women and his stuff that much,
I
right?
don't see a lot of melanated women on that show, whether they're athletes or contributors. I think they would say, well, they know our target audience.
Yeah,
And I
true.
would
All right.
say,
All right.
I would say your target audience doesn't want limitations about what they can talk about. And by having more people in the room, they can get into those seedier, more conversational, this is the spice. This is the juice. They can get into that stuff when you got somebody who's from that community in the room. We don't have to
True.
bite and hold our tongues and wonder if we offended somebody. Bring in someone like me who's already offensive, and we're halfway there.
They know before they even sit down, right? What they're getting.
Yeah, and if you really
They
want
know
to
it.
piss off the as he calls it, old whites on the show, bring me in. They don't like me either, right? So it'll be
Right. So
perfectly fine.
perfect. Perfectly fine. Perfectly
But
fine.
again, who tries so hard to be just a background fluky like me? I do. I think it would be
Yeah.
really. I think it'd be cool. Why not have an intern for 30 days? That's wanted to do it so badly. I can get the coffee. It's fine.
You can do it.
And we
Just
can
get in
do
the
it.
door.
Yeah,
Get in the door.
here we go.
All right. So what would you say you are most hungry for in 2026?
Oh my goodness. What am I most hungry for? Well, it was to host the World Tag Championship in Paris.
Okay.
These are grown
Okay.
adults doing tag. It didn't happen,
All right.
unfortunately. But the thing I'm most hungry for is to have a large opportunity for stand-up. Stand-up comedy is something that happened
Ah,
last year during Stooge Quest. I was hired and brought into Texas to do stand-up comedy. And I love the trajectory of a Nikki Glazer. I think she's done an amazing job, her team. Why not try my
why
hand
not?
at a skill? Get better, host more things. I mean, I'm milking a cow this summer. The sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit. Watch out, State Fair.
That's
Watch
right.
out. Watch out. All right. This has been so fun. We could talk for hours. I'm so happy that you're here today, sharing all of this with our audience. If they have a stand-up comedy gig for you,
Yeah.
where should they go to find you and connect with you? Like, what is the best way?
Yeah, definitely. So I am a LinkedIn creature. I am on LinkedIn a lot. I would say the quests live on Instagram. And the number one thing that I'm brought to do on stages is master of ceremonies, MC work for
Yep.
conferences and galas. So I like to say I'm hired to be Santa, so I bring the spirit. And yeah, I mean, if I'm milking cows this summer, I'm wearing my American overalls with American flag on it. I'm going hard. But if
Go
it's a
for it.
gala, we've got 2 different gowns, a change of hair, whatever
We
you
can do
need,
it.
I've
We can
got
do it.
it.
You got it. You got
We
it.
got
Well,
basically, babe, we got range. That's what we're trying to say.
yes, we can all like the full scope, the full scope.
Yes, full scope of anything on stage. And, I'm getting flexible. You never know. I might do the, little stripper pole exercise class at a senior citizen home. I've said it before. And if you've got that, folks, let me know. I'm not flexible, but I can help assist you teach that. I can touch my
Okay.
toes.
You need to
Love
watch
them.
Landman then. They go
Yes.
into the senior citizen home
I got it.
every week.
Oh my God.
Yes, and they do. I mean, there's some you need to
I
watch
can
it.
kind of, I
There's
got it. See that?
strippers.
You see
There's a
that?
whole thing. I see it. I see it. I see it.
You've never done a body roll on a podcast before, see?
I haven't. That's so true. New things every day. Who told you never know. You never know.
Uh,
All right. So fun. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Here's what I want you to take away from today's conversation. Be shameless. Leading isn't about being perfect. It's about owning who you are and showing up like you mean it. If you're feeling stuck chasing the next level, wondering when it gets easier, here's your reminder. You don't need permission to claim your crown. You just need to stop doubting yourself and start leading. And just do it. Be shameless. She Thinks Big is hosted by me, Andrea Liebross. If today's conversation hits home, share it with another leader who needs to hear this. Follow the show wherever you're listening and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. For more on all things She Thinks Big, follow me on Instagram at andrea.libros.coaching. And if you're ready to stop playing small and start owning your presence, I'd love to connect with you. Book a call with me at andrealibros.com. See you next week for a brand new episode. Till then, think big.